Regarding a recent article in the Michigan Advance, what do you say to the claims made against you of defending blackface and calling Muslim scarves oppressive garments? Folks came out here yesterday starting around 5 p.m., 6 p.m. We're at the corner of 7 Mile and Shiawassee, and what you had were folks lining up here, lining down the street. Dave, a quick question. I know people are speeding even when the weather conditions are like they are right now. I'm just curious, are you seeing people in SUVs, pickup trucks, who are driving too fast, thinking they're in the bigger vehicles, they can handle it, but then get themselves in certain situations? We're about to go in the kitchen. Remind the folks, what are some of give me your top 3 pizzas here at Sicily's Pizzeria. Kwame Kilpatrick, thank you for sitting down 101 for a candid conversation about moving forward. January 4th, 2002, to this very moment, January 2022, 20 years. When you think about that, it's breathtaking. It really takes you back. Let's start this conversation by simply asking, how are you feeling right here, right now? You're gonna see the teal incorporated into this upcoming season. And who better to talk about the return of the teal? Jerry Stackhouse, a former Detroit Pistons. Good morning to you. Welcome back to Detroit. But first, a teen is in temporary serious condition this morning after a shooting on Detroit's east side. It happened in the area of Chalmers and Honor Drive last night.
It sounds like this show is taking us into organized crime and is showing us a different element.
Wind, the brutal cold is all coming to Metro Detroit just in time for Christmas. Let's get to Weather Authority Rich Ludeman for our first look at the forecast. Rich, good afternoon to you. President Joe Biden is warning Americans of this massive winter storm, saying this is not going to be like having a snow day as a kid. A fight between 2 fourth graders ending in a stabbing in Westland. Police say the students at Schweitzer Elementary, ages 9 and 10, were at the bus stop at Shorten Booth this morning when the altercation took place. Also tonight, engineers and classic car lovers are teaming up to convert vintage rides into electric vehicles. Fox's Jackie Ibanez reports it could become a growing trend. We're also keeping our fingers crossed to avoid widespread power outages following the big storm. DT says they have their crews ready to respond. Here are some important reminders. If you see a down power line, stay at least 20 feet away. Call DTE or 911 if it's an emergency. The city of Detroit has approved several retail licenses for recreational marijuana businesses. Here's Fox 2's Charlie Langton. In addition to the snow and wind, the storm is going to send temperatures plunging this weekend. It's important to remember that you can get frostbite in just a matter of minutes.
We're talking about everything Lions and everything that they need to do.
The most important.
Keep winning. Keep winning. One game at a time.
See, there it is right there, the mantra. The mantra, keep winning.
Ruby, you can now stay the night in the world's largest bottle of wine. This is a home in India.
All right.
From the outside, it looks like a bottle of wine. The inside has 3 bedrooms, an aquarium, and a dining hall. It only costs $40 a night. Granted, you need to book a flight to India first, especially right now, and we know how high flights are.
Tonight's still a very pricey trip.
And I feel like it's like $1,300 just to go to California right now.
Maybe.
Probably.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Expensive.
Stay vacation.
Yes, I love the staycation, man.
All right, some companies are moving away from the classic candy cane recipe and trying a more unconventional flavor for their classic holiday candy.
All right.
Are we trying the whole savory and sweet deal where it goes absolutely wrong again?
I agree. I think you should do a Nosh with Josh. Yeah. Testing out some of those candies. Let's see how that works out.
I have to test that out?
Maybe. It'll be fun, right? You do it first, then we'll get it afterwards.
Tough job, but somebody got to do it.
That's true. Very true.
I kind of remember when squirrels used to be afraid of folks.
Oh, not anymore.
Now they hang out right next to you like, hey, what's going on?
They come up wearing sunglasses, hanging out, going, hey, can we come in?
No, you can't. Stay outside. Rich, thank you. A storm Grinch is putting a damper on travelers trying to get home for Christmas. Officials all across Metro Detroit are urging everyone to stay home and off the roadways tomorrow due to some nasty weather heading our way. Let's get right to Weather Authority Rich Ludeman with a first look at the forecast. Rich, what is in store for us? Crews are ready to respond to the high wind and power outages following the big storm. Fox 2's Enrique Kelly shows us how Macomb County is getting prepared. And HealthWorks tonight, life expectancy in the United States dropped last year. According to the CDC, the life expectancy of the average American fell to 76.4 years in 2021 compared to 77 years in 2020. 20 and over 78 years in 2019. A family is speaking out after a woman is shot while getting gas on the Detroit's west side. The suspect has been caught, but it was still a terrifying experience for the victim. Fox 2's Ingrid Kelly has more. After a 4-year legal battle, the city of Detroit awards its first retail permits for recreational marijuana. Today, City Council Pro Tem James Tate and Deputy Mayor Todd Bettison announced the first 33 recipients. Now to a story about a Christmas miracle in Texas. A baby Jesus doll stolen from a nativity scene returns just in time for the holiday. Macy Jenkins from our sister station in Dallas has more. Retailers are reporting a big spike in shoplifting, and they're blaming it on self-checkouts. Even though they're quick and convenient, some experts say it might be a good idea for shoppers to avoid them altogether. Here's Fox's Randy Travis with more on the story. All right, Rich, thank you. That's the news for now. Thanks for watching. TMZ is next.
Josh, thanks.
A Detroit man who spent 17 years in prison for murder is once again a free man. A judge dismissing the case with prejudice, meaning the charges cannot be brought back. A key factor leading to this rare decision is connected to an alleged videotape that has never been seen in court. Take a look.
It was a long battle. I got these people saying I'm a murderer. Everything that showed, that pointed towards my innocence, they hid from me. I just was determined to prove my innocence.
For Thelonious Sean Searcy, the long battle surrounds 17 years behind bars and nearly 2 years on house arrest.
I missed 19 years of my life.
In September of 2004, a shooting took place during an event known as a Black Party near City Airport on Detroit's east side, resulting in the death of Jamal Seegers, and with Thelonious Sean Searcy convicted of that murder.
And I'm thankful to the fact that Vincent's mothers came forward with this information.
The journey to freedom began in 2017 when Vincent Smothers made this confession to private investigator and former Fox 2 reporter Scott Lewis.
Who committed the murder of Jamal Seegers?
I did.
Where did this take place?
In front of City Airport.
Smothers also confessed to the murders that imprisoned Devontae Sanford, crimes the young man did not commit, connecting the cases to some of these same investigators.
They exonerated 5 or 10 guys due to these same officers being on their case, but they never exonerated me. Why?
Searcy went through 7 failed attempts for an appeal. That's when he requested his new attorney, Michael Desi, show him the discovery file.
I never had my case filed. The only thing they ever gave me was 5 witness statements. I never received my discovery in my case.
Searcy and his attorney tell me they reviewed several details, including an evidence tag showing the existence of a videotape confiscated by police at a party store near the crime scene.
The witness is saying that I was standing inside of the store, that the shooter, when the shooting took place on the night of this shooting, that the shooter was in the store. This tape showed that, according to their witnesses, this the only thing that really could have freed me from the whole crime scene was this tape, and they hid it from me.
When it comes to this VHS tape, has it ever been played in court?
No. We've never seen the tape. We've never viewed the tape. What happened to the tape, that your guess is as good as mine.
Although Vincent Smothers provided many details, including the murder weapon and the way he approached Jamal Seegers before killing him, Smothers is a well-known confessed hitman, drawing the question if he's taking credit for other homicides since he's already serving a life sentence.
But the problem that the prosecution had here was Vincent Smothers identified what type of bullet came out of the victim's body, and that was never known because it was suppressed from the defense at the time of the trial. We didn't know what type of bullet that was until 2018. Vincent Smothers had already confessed before that was known.
Last week, Judge Thomas Hathaway at the Frank Murphy Hall of Justice dismissed all charges, citing the suppression of evidence. Now Searcy, a husband and father, has a new chance to rebuild his life.
I have no malice in my heart. I have no bitterness in my heart. I just want to live. So that's what's next for me.
Wow.
Wow, indeed. Wow, indeed. We reached out to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office for a comment. They declined, only to say they will appeal the decision, which is pretty standard stuff. But a lot of twists and turns.
So
Ask
Josh,
away.
a question. If Smothers said,
Yes.
I did it, and I even know what kind of bullet was used, what happened to that confession? Why did that not immediately?
enough?
And time-wise, how long ago did that confession come
That came, okay,
Well-
so the murder happened in the early 2000s, 2004. So
Okay.
this confession by Smothers came in 2017, 2018.
Okay.
And Smothers, he confessed to 12 homicides, convicted for about 8. So you have those 4 or 5 that remain unanswered as well. So you have a lot of going on. Again, he's confessed to several homicides. So is he just taking the blame because he's already serving life in prison?
Right.
So those are a lot of unanswered questions too. But as we're seeing right here, he knew what bullet came out of Seegers.
That's very specific.
Yeah.
And also with the suppression of evidence, I don't think there's any, and I've been steadfast on this for a number of years.
Yep.
Short of being murdered, because your life is over, I don't think there's anything that is worse that could happen to a human being than to be wrongfully convicted of something.
You can never
have
get time
that
back.
time stolen from you.
Yes.
17 years stolen from you. We've seen much more time, even if it was a day,
Yes.
stolen from you. The suppression of evidence is very concerning to me. Is that just...
Where is this videotape?
And how? I do think that needs an explanation, because how in the world, you know, it goes, we talked about this on Monday with public health.
Yeah.
Trust. Man, trust is so...
Law enforcement, lawmakers, prosecutors, community, where does the
Are you just
trust-
trying to get convictions to get, you know, your statistics up on crime solved?
Those questions are raised.
What is the reason?
I have a question on a personal level for you.
Go
when
for it.
you are covering a story like this, knowing that there are likely things that are unsaid because of what is known about the justice system that perhaps is not accepted by all, but then
Right.
you have example after example, especially in the Black community, of something like this happening, and then George Floyd, and then there's conversation openly about trust in police and need for police reform. When you're covering this story and you're looking in his eyes, I want to know what you're thinking in that moment.
I think it speaks for itself, Mario.
It does.
I mean, it's self-explanatory when you see an individual who spent nearly 20 years behind bars, and there was a piece of evidence that could have cleared this man, and his attorneys have never seen it for themselves. It speaks for itself.
Yeah, it's a system failing,
Yes.
and a system that needs fixed.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even have to say it, but it's already being said by looking at the circumstances.
Yeah.
My goodness. Yeah.
Good job, Josh.
Yeah, good
Great,
story.
great reporting. Great reporting.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
It's a topic you cannot help but to hear at the barber shop or hair salon. Are you getting the vaccine?
A lot of people in our community are, dying from it. So it's just good to have it done.
The hair salon, the barber shop, it's influential in our community. Detroit's public health officer, Denise Fair, and I decided to talk with the everyday person at African-American barbershops and hair salons. These are the places where many candid conversations take place in our community. And have you gotten the vaccine?
No, sir.
Are you planning to get the vaccine?
No, sir.
You two talk.
All right, so can you tell me why that you don't want to get the vaccine?
More so just personal belief, and the vaccine, in my opinion, it just hasn't been out long enough for me to trust it or put my, own body at risk.
I want to say at least 35% of my clients are in the medical field. I have a lot of nurses, and a lot of them are required to get the vaccine. So I've been talking to them a lot, and they've been telling me their reactions behind it. I have quite a bit of elderly. They have gotten it, and they feel just fine.
When you take a look at this chart on the Detroit Health Department's website, you can clearly see the Motor City is last on the list for vaccinations. Therefore, city leaders are urging more people to take the jab in order to knock out the coronavirus.
We lost 2,000 Detroiters, and we didn't have to lose them. But now we have a vaccine, we have hope.
We walked into these establishments taking everyone's candid questions on the spot.
Is it safe? Like over the next 3 to 5 years or even 10, would it be a recall? Would something be wrong with us? Would it be a problem? I don't want to put something in my body that I don't have a chance to study to understand myself.
A few days after our interview, the same questions were posted to a panel of medical professionals during a webinar.
This vaccine has provided us a light and a beacon of hope to emerge back into the community. And, you know, as Denise said, you know, hairstylists, I consider them frontliners.
Between the barbershop and hair salon we stopped by, we found the women being more open-minded to giving the vaccine compared to the men.
Just didn't want to be the first one to do it.
That fear of being the guinea pig, if you will?
Exactly. It's just, you really don't know what you're getting yourself into.
My very dear friend who's a doctor, he said, Brenda, did you get your shot? And I said, I'm waiting to see. He said, what are you waiting on? I said, well, I'm gonna see if people get sick or if there's any. He said, okay, Brenda, let me tell you something. Sick, dead. Sick, dead. He said, I can fix sick, I cannot fix dead.
That comment made by Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence gave someone the confidence to do their part.
That really pushed me to really go ahead and consider to get the vaccine, and my family, my salon family, my home family. So we want to keep each other safe.
There's so many feelings about it, the yes and the no, and their reasonings behind it. What I've learned to do is to begin to respect everyone's opinion, you know, because everybody is different, everybody's body is different, and everybody has their reasonings. The biggest thing I think is important is that we get information about it